everyone. Welcome to the 5DB Canteen. Thank you all for coming. I hope you've all enjoyed your spanakopita as requested by ELLiS. Now, if you could all please help me put your hands together for a warm welcome for LSD.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming out today. My name's LSD. We've come from Brighton today to play for you. Whoa. the man I wanna be. If you're coming home, if you're coming home to me, well, I'd give you my life, but I've never lived so honestly. If you want to talk, let's talk about the time of day. Well, I'd lay down and stare at the clocks till the hands would just melt away. If you're coming home, if you're coming home to me, well, I'd serve you my life on a plate, but it's never meant too much to me. Yeah! About deeply. It's a drag to be certain you're right if I may speak objectively. If you're coming home, if you're coming home to me, how can I give you this game we call life when my reflection won't look at me? Take me anywhere you go. Well, I'd sell you my life for a day, chasing shadows down rabbit holes. If you're coming home, if you're coming home to me, well, I'll give you my days, for they're yours and not mine, you see. Outside beneath the sleeping sun, I met a man about 41. When evening seemed all said and done, he took me aside and told me, son, my glory days have passed and gone. Me and the wife just don't get on, and every drink inflicts upon my aging face body and tongue. But I wanna have my final fun. I wanna feel it's just begun. I wanna sleep when daylight comes and run through lines with thespians. I wanna chant the loaded gun, give lady luck her money's run, and tell Caesar where to stick and stop. Turn back my body now. This outburst took me by surprise. I couldn't think to criticize, just stared into those raging eyes, and all the fire that did reside. I felt like I forgot my lines. Of this he seemed to recognize and turn to me with twisted smile. Son, I'll spare you right in my eyes. Right in the arm, your youth entwined. All my faults and running crimes has led me to this deep desire to suck the essence from your spine. Oh, but I promise God I'd walk the line. I promise God I'd walk the line. Oh, I promise God I'd walk the line. And you took back my body now. Back my body now. Ooh. Take back my body now. Take back my body now. Oh, take back my body now. Take back my body now. Oh, take back my body now. Take back my body now. Oh, take back my body now. Take back my body now. I'm high on confidence, oh, but I don't let it show. No pasture, the voice of reason, where do those good times go? Sliding through the avenue, oh, just a throwaway sign. Inside I begin something I let go. I feel it coming on. sleep at all. As our body slow, patience grows for laughing on consequence. I'm high on confidence, oh, but the magic's sure to go. So I strive and jive and hope I don't shudder. The tricks about rules we go. Outside into the avenue. Oh, just a throwaway sign. That's right, I forgive it, I'm in a limbo. I feel it coming on now. Come up and take back. Thank you very much. This next one's a bit of a slow one. Oh, sweet memory, fetishized and framed, that taste of good fortune, read between the rails, chasing ecstasies, paralyzed and pale, that taste of oblivion, a silhouette beneath my sail, and I won't be your man, and I hope that you never understand. Oh, sweet happiness painted on your face, that one taste of salvation, it puts you in your place. Tired and penniless, you are the million and one. Oh, sweet taste of good fortune, the rivers are run, and I won't be your man, and I hope that you never understand. No, I won't be your man, and I hope, I pray that you'll never Too much people and corruption. Thank you. Alright, thank you so much for coming down to watch us today and to 5DB for having us. This is going to be our last song. It's called Drifting, but thank you again for watching and hope you enjoy. guys for watching. Have a lovely one. Cheers.
This week in the canteen, we are joined by multi-instrumentalist ELLiS. Best known as the drummer from Strange Cages, ELLiS began his solo career in 2021, releasing an impressive 2 EPs and 4 singles in the year that followed. His music is described as an exciting mix of psychedelic jangle, disco-infused krautrock, and post-punk attack. Join us as we chat about Brighton's thriving music scene, learn about his songwriting style, and discuss his love of Mediterranean cuisine and squeaky cheese. ELLiS.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you at the 5DB Canteen. And we can't wait to have you next week, your gig. Can't wait to cook for you and your friends. Gus, you already know, who helps to curate the music act here. And we're going to talk a little bit about food, music, get to know each other.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, you've been travelling around a bit with the band for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks before that?
Yes, so yeah, we just got back from a UK tour. So we did 8 dates, kind of mostly around the north. So we came up and did lots of places we hadn't done before, which was great, like Sheffield and Leeds. Came back down, did London, which Gus was at, and so at the Shackle Alarms, which was brilliant, and a couple of other dates in Portsmouth and St Albans as well. And yeah, it was great to be on the road. It's our longest run yet, so we had a brilliant time.
Great gig in the Shacklewell. So was this a DIY back of the van tour, or were you going by train? How are you moving around the country?
Oh, it was, DIY back of the van. Absolutely, yeah. So bringing sleeping bags, cramming into friends and families, front rooms as much as we can.
Originally, your natural instrument, if you like, or your first instrument was drums, eh? And you spent a while playing with a few bands on drums. In this project, you're singing, playing guitar. How did that evolve from playing the drums to the guitar, or was it something you've always done?
I think it's something that I always had in the back of my mind whenever I was playing drums for bands. So that was definitely my main priority for a long time. For sort of 10 years or so, I was main band I was part of was called Strange Cages, and we did about 8 years of touring and festivals and everything. And I think I was always kind of writing stuff at home by myself, but never really taking it too seriously, just kind of for fun. And then I think it just eventually just kind of got to a point where I just sort of thought, well, I might as well give this a go and see what happens, basically. And we did a few shows, and then the lockdown came in, and then obviously that gave me so much time to start writing properly. And then off the back of that, just it grew and grew, and now here we are, basically.
So it really evolved during lockdown. That was when you had the time to work on writing
that's when
and
it
develop
really
the sound.
sort of became like, okay, well, let's make this a serious thing.
And then the stuff you've recorded, you're actually playing all the parts on quite a few of those tracks, is that right?
Yeah. So I do all the instrumentation and recording by myself. So the drums is a big part. I mean, it's my strongest instrument, so I always kind of want to build up from that. When I'm writing a lot, I'll just kind of mess around on a drum kit for a while, and then sort of hop between in the little studio I've got in Brighton, and start with a beat and a rhythm idea, and then just kind of put something on top of that and try and mould it from the rhythm, rather than just, taking in a chord structure and trying to put a beat behind that.
I really get the sense that you built these from the drum rhythms and then kind of brought the other instruments in on that, which is quite different to how a lot of people approach songwriting, let's say.
Yeah, when I was going into the project, I was thinking, how can I try and make, particularly almost my guitar playing, sound different in a way, rather than, coming in from a songwriting point of view, which is not really my background anyway. And so I think putting that to the drums after and playing in a rhythmical style helped me sort of feel like I was doing something a little bit different.
And is it difficult so you're recording and writing all these parts, how are you then translating that into bringing the players in the band in, who obviously have their own dynamic, their own sound to it? How does it translate from record to live?
So I think we always have like a maybe not too different, but a slightly different sound live to what we have on record. But I have always really liked that. I quite embrace the idea of thinking that when we play live, it won't just sound exactly like we're playing to the recording, which is, I think, great for a sing-along. But I always think that when you go and see a band and you know what to expect, but you don't quite know if they might do something different or go off in a different way or on a tangent or something like that. Just that little bit of extra air of excitement that I think that I really want to bring. I think working with different musicians in the project on different tours, everyone kind of bringing their own angle to the parts that were already written, particularly with guitar and different sounds and on keys. I don't know, I just think it always keeps me on my toes as well, and just makes me excited about what is this next gig going to sound like, you know, what could happen.
The scene you've grown up on, and I think you were brought up in the area, is Brighton, which is such an amazing city for music. I think it's got its real own character, its own vibe. But it seems like Brighton's maintained, as part of its character, this sense of identity that it should, support artists. Is that something you experience in Brighton?
Definitely, yeah, without a doubt. It's got such a strong, tight-knit community of bands that has really flourished in the last couple of years as well, since we came out of lockdown. I remember when I first started going to gigs in Brighton, there was this night on at a venue called Sticky Mike's Frog Bar, which is sadly closed down now, it was a brilliant basement venue. And there was a night on when I first turned 18 and I started going out with my bandmates. There was a monthly night called Late Night Lingerie, which had so many great bands playing, and it was one from sort of like 10 p.m. till about 3 a.m. So, there'd be a band on at 2:30 and everyone would be wasted, and it would just be such a good gig experience, such a different gig experience. And I just remember that first feeling of like community within the gig scene. Everyone knew each other. And it was just so exciting. It made music such an exciting thing to be a part of. And it's happened again in Brighton, the last few years. Obviously, the bands have changed. A lot of the people have changed. But you go to venues like the Green Door Store in Brighton, which is such a brilliant venue. There's free gigs on 3 or 4 nights out of the week. And you will see so many familiar faces there. Everyone going to support each other. Everyone's kind of looking out for each other's bands. Who's releasing what can I go and see? Everyone playing with each other. It's just makes for a brilliant atmosphere of music, and I think strives everyone to kind of create better music as well all the time.
I think there's a certain aesthetic to your music as well, certainly visually on stage. You're quite a domineering character, you've got some good height to you, but also aesthetically what you're wearing, and just, how much the aesthetic of music is important to you, as well as obviously what you're listening to.
I think the aesthetic of music probably never been more important in terms of what you're doing, because you're so visible to everyone all the time now in terms of how you project yourself on some social media. And it's the first port of call for anyone kind of listening to your music now, is they'll always see you first before listening to you. And, unless they might hear you on the radio, but 9 times out of 10, they'll see your Instagram or any kind of social media before they've even listened to you.
And then, so musically, there's a big psychedelic aspect. There's also sort of kraut thing going on. There's lots of
There's
different
also
things.
psychedelic in the name. I mean, like you can't get away from that.
Yeah.
How would you describe your music?
Certainly those are 2 big influences, definitely. Kraut rock. I'm not sure how much the kraut rock comes through in the music, but I'm a huge fan of the band Can. Jaki Liebezet, their drummer, is probably my favourite drummer of all time, and I think that has a big influence on the kind of, as I say, the rhythms I put down in the music first. I grew up on a lot of kind of new wave and post-punk, so there's a lot of kind of undercurrent of that as well. Whilst also, I like to think that sort of maybe lyrically as well as a big kind of melancholy influence. So I'm a big fan of bands like Belle and Sebastian, and even like the Cardigans and stuff like that. So almost sort of sweet nostalgic pop, which maybe doesn't come through in the live shows quite so much. But certainly when I sit down to pen lyrics and stuff like that, I think there's quite a lot of that in there as well.
And what are you writing about? All sorts?
Yeah, all sorts really. I think in terms of what I'm writing about, I almost try and think about it after. I often struggle if I go into something or sit down with an empty page of paper and think, right, what am I going to write about? Nothing will come. It feels like you have to almost write in a bit of an abstract and random sense first, and then you can almost put meaning to it later, or even not at all, really. Sometimes I think often there's no pressure sometimes to write with any particular focus on anything, and people can kind of make what they will of it, essentially. And I think that's true of a lot of musicians who we regard as incredible poets and everything. In that probably a lot of the time when they're writing and we see meaning in that, it's maybe not what they intended, or perhaps they didn't intend anything at all. Who knows? That's part of the mystery, I think.
And what's next for the band?
We've got, obviously, this live session, which we're very much looking forward to, but we've got a couple of dates in April that we're very excited for. We're supporting Razorlight, both at Brighton Dome and Brixton Academy. Yeah, they've done all right, I think. But yeah, I mean, it'll be the biggest shows we've done by a long stretch, so we're incredibly excited for that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So on the subject of the gig next week, you're a vegetarian.
I am, yeah.
And we're excited about cooking for you and your friends. What do you envisage kind of for the day? Do you have anything that you really love that you feel like your guests would love? Or is it something more that you just want to have what you want? And then...
I'm not too sure, really. I mean, I think a lot of our friends share quite a similar taste in food, or maybe that we just all love lots of food, really. No one's very fussy. We're all just quite happy to eat anything and everything, really. So,
is there anything that you know, I'm thinking when you've performed or you've had a gig, you go out to eat afterwards, is there anything specifically that you like to lean to? Any cuisine that you'd be like, you know, say there's a bunch of different restaurants, you'd be like, no, I'll definitely go to the Greek place, or I'll definitely go to the Thai place, or, you know. Is there any cuisine that you feel really speaks to you?
I think certainly, yeah, that kind of Mediterranean, as you say, Greek or Spanish food, I'm a huge fan of. So lots of small plates. I think it really kind of lends itself to vegetarians a lot as well. So many of those salads, and I love halloumi as well. So
nice.
As long as halloumi's a part of anything, then I'll
bit
go
of
wild.
squeaky cheese, you can't love that.
Exactly, yeah.
But I was thinking kind of maybe something like a spanakopita, so like a phyllo, spinach, feta kind of pie, and you could have tzatziki maybe, some little sides, like you said, you love a bit of tapas and a bit of Mediterranean stuff on there.
Yeah, that sounds
maybe
amazing.
some vegetable fritters.
Yeah, I mean, I love the variety in food that you can have, certainly with those kinds of meals, just like the abundance of different flavours of trying out, and that's what I think really draws to me as well. As just I love that, that variety.
And where do you stand on like olives?
Love them.
Hummus.
Yeah, amazing.
Tzatziki.
Yeah. Can't go wrong.
Feta.
Yes.
He loves halloumi already, we know.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I have a bit of an idea. I think we're going to go with, I think spanakopita would be really nice.
That
like a
sounds
beautiful,
brilliant.
crispy, light phyllo, spinach and feta, some nice sides, maybe some olives, some hummus. Is there anything sweet that you just absolutely love? Does your sweet tooth sing?
I'm not really much of a sweet tooth, to be honest. So usually, if it's a choice between a second helping of the main and a dessert, I'll usually go for the second helping.
Right.
But I do love a sticky toffee pudding.
Love a sticky toffee pudding.
Just,
I mean,
it's the best.
And it's one of those things when the weather's cold, sticky toffee pudding, but quite frankly, I could have it any time. So I think even in warm weather, sticky toffee pudding is a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's a brilliant combination. I love that. You've got like the freshness of the Mediterranean vibe, and then you've got this like heavy English
pub warmth, sticky toffee,
cream.
There's room for it as well after the sort of light Mediterranean food. Then you've got more room for the sticky toffee pudding.
Brilliant.
Whereas if you've had a roast and then you've got to have a sticky toffee, you think, my lord.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, we can't wait. We're so excited. It's going to be a great day. Can't wait for your gig and meet your friends, people you're having coming down. And looking forward to it. Thank you so much for coming.
No, thank you.
Thank you.